These are not important rules and everything is made up here and none of it actually exists.
That's true.
But many people have called these the best pants for hot weather and the best pants to wear the denim jacket and the best way to wear boots in summer, and yet I only started wearing them like last year. And so to talk about fatigues, I have invited the wonderful Peter from Peter's Prism over from Manhattan here to Queens to walk us through his much bigger than mine collection of fatigues. Thank you for coming on the channel, Peter.
Thanks for having me.
We're going to talk about what they are, the very interesting material that fatigues are made from, other types of fatigues that get made, how to wear them, and common questions that people get asked about them, many of which I have and which Peter actually has the answer to. What are fatigues?
Fatigues are styled after military pants that were introduced in the 50s. They're styled after mostly OG 107, which is the model number of military fatigues. It was part of a uniform. Fatigues almost always have patch pockets in the front, as opposed to pockets that have been sewn into the pant.
Welt pockets, as I call
Welt
right?
pockets.
Yeah.
And the back also have patch pockets. You will also see that the waist features
side tab
closures.
Yeah, that's very common.
To adjust the waist.
A little like your denim jacket.
Exactly.
You know, down to the waist. I'm assuming that's because the military, they weren't interested in making 100 million different variations of sizes.
Exactly.
And the fabric, traditionally, is sateen.
There is a special weaving process that creates sateen. Maybe you can explain that.
I did a little bit of research for this video, and even very authoritative sources are often disagreeing on if sateen and satin is a different thing. Satin is like a weave where the yarn floats over multiple yarns, creating a glossy surface. Sateen is more matte.
I do think you can authoritatively state that this is a cotton sateen in this particular pant.
Actually, this is a Japanese reproduction fabric of the 1960s GI OG 107. And yeah, this is called satin.
Bakerback cotton satin.
Yes, because fatigues are also often called Baker pants as well. But look, satin and sateen, let's just decide for the rest of the video we're going to say sateen.
Cotton sateen, yes.
It is very durable and it is pretty breathable. And it dries very quickly.
Yes.
Very good in hot weather.
Yes.
And this is why it was a staple of jungle warfare. Then there's the texture of it.
Yeah, there's a really nice, smooth luster to cotton sateen that is very different from, say, denim.
If you want to know if what you've got there is a sateen weave or not, there are horizontal stripes on it. If you look on the inside of sateen, this is where you'll see it looks like just a regular twill.
Yes.
We have some other fabrics here. What other kind of fatigues have you got?
So this is a cotton sateen.
That's the opposite of what I just asked you.
Oh yeah,
what are
sorry.
These?
These are ripstop cotton fatigues from Engineered Garments. These are also Engineered Garments in just straight up denim. This is a vintage pair from Stan Ray. And then we have a cotton linen blend from Alex Mill.
My current garment, I think, that I'm the most proud and excited about, these are some chambray fatigues.
Those are very nice.
These are from Oslo, a Japanese brand. For those who don't know, chambray, it's a little like denim, but it's woven differently, not to get too into it. But chambray, it's easier to make it lighter weight than denim. And Peter and I did a whole video on chambray shirts not long ago. So we've gone through what they look like, the material they're usually made in, and other materials that they can come in. This is a question that we were discussing earlier. To green or not to green? You're a fan of green fatigues, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm wearing green fatigues now. I have several pairs of green fatigues.
He's also wearing more fatigues under the table. He has infinity fatigues and they are green.
Fatigues.
And it's funny, it's a bit of a delicate topic, but I'm not saying if you wear green fatigues, you're part of the military industrial complex. But for me, I think it's because the first time I got fatigues, I was in Vietnam and they gave me a pair of green fatigues. And I was like, great, I got fatigues. They're meant to be the best pants you can wear for denim jackets. This is fantastic. And I put them on and I walked around, and then I was a white guy walking around Saigon in green fatigues. And I was like, I don't really love this right now. And I think that's just kind of stuck in my head as a disinterest in green fatigues, but it's fine if you like green fatigues. To tuck or not to tuck your shirt into fatigues, what do you think?
I think it really depends on the shirt you're wearing and whether the look you're going for is a little bit more pulled together as opposed to relaxed. I do believe that just the nature of the fatigue style is more relaxed. To me, they're like jeans. If you don't like jeans, I think fatigues are like your perfect pant.
Yeah, they're about as casual as pants get.
They're about as casual, yes, exactly. And to wear a shirt tucked in, I think really depends on the shirt. Like if you're gonna wear a camp collared shirt that's got a squared off hem, you don't wanna tuck that in my opinion, because just the nature of the cut of the shirt is meant to be loose and out, right?
Yeah, no, that's true. I've sort of never tucked shirts, and then only in the last year, I'm starting to be like, all right, maybe maybe I'll tuck this.
Yeah.
I still don't like tucking into jeans, but maybe one day, but now I'm tucking into chinos, which I never used to. I'm sort of in a mode of flux there. With fatigues, I was having trouble because like you said, this is about as casual as pants get. And yesterday I was having lunch with the guy who owns Left Field NYC. They're the guys who make these fatigues here. And I was asking if you think it's good to tuck into fatigues or not. And he said, well, they're military pants. Everything gets tucked in the military.
Yes.
Even if you're being informal, you know?
Yes.
And it really kind of blew my mind. I was like, oh yeah, you're right.
You could tuck a t-shirt into your fatigues. You can tuck an Oxford cloth button down into your fatigues. There's all kinds of shirts that you can tuck into that won't look weird.
I think in the 2020s, anyone can tuck in and it's fine. Like I still haven't been able to tuck in a t-shirt, but I'm pretty sure like within the month I'll be tucking in t-shirts. I'm almost there. But what should you not wear with fatigues? What do you think don't quite work?
I think certain shoes do not work with fatigues. And if you wear like structured brogues or like, shiny loafers, it is a little bit off. Simply because fatigues are relaxed and they allow movement. The whole vibe is just kind of chill.
So let's talk about how to wear our favorite things with fatigues.
I like to think of fatigues as an alternative to jeans. So that's kind of how I simplify the process of understanding like, well, what can I pair with this? I think of them a little bit differently than like traditional like khakis or like chinos. I think of these as slightly more relaxed because chinos tend to not have a lot of detail, right? Especially if they're flat fronts, very kind of minimal. These have detail, like the patch pockets connote like relaxed vibes. The flap pockets on the back also kind of relaxed. So it kind of just gives the whole vibe of being chill. So would I wear an Oxford cloth button down that's kind of rumpled with fatigues? Absolutely.
And you just did.
Would I wear a chambray shirt that's like not ironed with fatigues? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Very few color pairings that work as well as like a chambray blue and this kind of OG 107 green. Works really well together.
Other great stuff to wear with fatigues. Sneakers are great with fatigues.
Yes, but I like high top sneakers especially with fatigues.
Yeah.
There's something about the way that the leg drapes over the shoe that it's just naturally a good pair.
Yeah, and boots are great with fatigues.
Yes.
And this is why a lot of people will say, myself included, like if you're a guy who just loves wearing boots, and I'm obviously one of them, you can get a little seasonal depression in summer because you can't wear boots. And you might even start thinking about wearing boots with shorts, which is a whole other topic, but you can wear boots in hot weather uncontroversially by wearing fatigues. Fatigues are how you wear boots in summers.
Absolutely.
Touched on this earlier, many say they're the best pant for denim jacket.
There is dark denim, I think, against like a green pant. Any color pant in a fatigue style is great. Would you wear a t-shirt with fatigues? Of course.
Yeah.
Have you ever done a t-shirt video, just out of curiosity?
No, I actually don't know anything about t-shirts. I don't really have great t-shirts. I just got this nice like slubby one that we're showing from Left Field. I've never gotten into them. It's like I don't know anything about sweaters. I just like jackets.
Yeah.
And no, I've got so many giant blind spots.
Well, anyway, regardless of what kind of t-shirt you like, t-shirt, fatigue pants, sneakers, or boots, great combination. You cannot go wrong with whatever type of t-shirt you get. It will work.
Yeah, 100%. Linen with fatigues, actually a very good combination.
Yeah.
Which is worth talking about because obviously both things you wear in summer. But also, I think a lot of guys get a bit unsure about what to wear with linen. Linen on linen obviously is great, but there are some combinations with linen that like don't feel quite right. These are not important rules and everything is made up here and none of it actually exists.
That's true.
But if you have linen shirts and you're like, I'm not totally sure about linen with jeans, linen shirt, fatigues, works great. It's especially because fatigues are quite textured in a way that kind of complements the texturedness of linen.
Oh, absolutely. Like these are perfect with a linen shirt. Also, you will find fatigues that have cotton linen blends or other blends with linen. So that works really well with a linen shirt.
Also, I wanted to point out, I came up with this outfit purely because Phil wears it in The Hangover 2 when he goes to Thailand. He has pretty much this exact same shirt and this exact same colored pants, even though they weren't fatigues, and leather-soled boots. And I was like, I can do that. Phil's a style icon. I think he's an underrated. He dresses really well in all those movies. I think also because I'm always running around Southeast Asia and something, you know, it's like if I see a guy dressed well for that space.
So when you are shopping for these types of fatigue pants, you will probably find that they come in a lot of different weights of cotton, right?
Yes.
Some are very, very heavy, especially those that are really modeled after the original military stuff because they needed to be a lot more durable than like say something like a chambray.
Yeah. And so you'll see brands sometimes coming out of Japan of like, check out our fatigues. They're super durable. We made them out of this like 18-ounce sateen. And it's like, I respect that, but it's sort of not what you're doing here. Right. And it also kind of messes with the point of it being nice and lightweight for summer.
Exactly.
But the good thing about fatigues is it's fairly hard normally to find pants that are under 10 ounces.
Yeah.
Whereas with fatigues, it's not hard to find fatigues that are 8, 9 ounces. And that's another obviously contributor to the fact that they're great for summer.
Yeah.
They tend to be lighter weight and yet they're durable. All right, last thing, good brands for fatigues.
I'm a huge fan of engineered garments. They always have fatigues every season.
You really like engineered
I
garments.
really love engineered garments.
They're made here in New York, aren't they?
They are made in New
We
York.
should go visit them.
This is a really interesting pair. They're half fatigues, half carpenter pant. It was a
This is the Two-Face of casual pants.
the Two-Face casual
The
pants.
Batman villain, yeah.
Alex Mill also does a fatigue pant.
Yeah. Alex Mill, if you're attracted to this sort of realm, but you're not trying to go full like lumber sexual,
Right.
Alex Mill is a good one. Oslo is very beloved for their fatigues, and each year they come up with more and more and more of them. They had a brown chambray one that I just saw. The most influential brands for casual fatigues, I would say Oslo and Stanray
Stan Ray, yep.
and Tellison.
Okay.
These three, they're big deals. Tellison has a lot of slim fits, and Oslo has a slim and a regular fit, which is good. Did you have Stanray here? Did I see Stanray?
I do have Stan Ray, and they do also make a tapered leg or like a more slimmer leg.
Yeah, I didn't fit the Stanrays when I tried them, but I've got weirdly giant thighs, so that's my fault.
Buck
Yes.
Mason, J. Crew, they all have them.
And Taylor Stitch, I had some sateen fatigues from them that were nice and lightweight, but they discontinued them. It's been in some of the footage that we've been showing. And the last brand I'm going to say, this is Left Field NYC. These are 12 ounces. They're a little bit thicker than usual, but I can attest they're very breezy. And it is like a Japanese reproduction fabric thing, and they're made in the USA, and the store is a couple miles from here, and I'm a big fan of theirs as well. And they got a lot of different colors there too. That's our video on fatigues. You got anything else you want to say about fatigues?
They're like my chore jacket collection, you know, I just never get enough of them.
Yeah, and if you are one of the growing number of guys who just don't think a man should wear shorts outside of the gym or the beach, this is something that should definitely be in your wardrobe. Thanks for coming on the channel. Hey, Peter's Prism, he's tagged in the description below, and he teaches me something new every time I talk to him. He knows way more about menswear than me. Check him out if you're attracted to that, and subscribe here if you just went up here for more stuff on casual and durable menswear and footwear.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you for coming.